I feel that if things don't change, I want him to leave. I want him to go, and I'll put myself out there and say that, you know, what I've seen so far isn't good enough. And yeah, he's not really inspiring me at the minute, Steve Bruce. What's going on? Welcome back to 100% NUFC. This is the match review. Finished at St James's Park. Newcastle United 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. And I have to say, I'm still disappointed with that result, in my opinion, because it's a game where we should be getting 3 points. You know, we're at home. We're playing against a club who are in and around us. And at the start of the game, I said this was a must-win game. I know a lot of the fans were saying, well, it's not really a must-win game, but it's an important game. I get that, but there's no guarantees that we are going to get points in the second half of the season like we did last season. That's why it's important when these games come around, like Brighton, like Watford gone by at St James's Park, we should be aiming for all 3 points. We should be starting off on the front foot, and we didn't. And we lacked so much creativity. We lacked so much motivation. And you can tell that it's a Steve Bruce type of performance and not the Rafa Benitez one that we've had for the last 2 or 3 seasons. And you can just tell that nobody can be asked from the top end of the club to the bottom end of the club, and nobody will say otherwise because it's reflected on the pitch. Under Rafa Benitez, there's no way that we would have been dominated like that against Brighton. I know we lost 1-0 last season, but there's no way that Brighton would have had 70% possession and we have 30% possession. Do the players not realise going into this game that we were in the relegation zone? And yes, with the result, we got out of it, which I'll show you the league table at the end of this video. But, come on, man. You know, there's 43,000 fans there. Yes, it's not a full house, but the players need to understand that if we want to stay in the Premier League this season, we've got to be playing from minute 1 to minute 90, and we did not show up in that game whatsoever. Maybe it's for the last 20 minutes of the second half, which for me is simply not good enough. And that's been our problem so far this season, that we haven't played for 90 minutes. And that's no exception. No disrespect to Brighton, but we should be, you know, trying to win this game. And Brighton, for me, dominated this match from start to finish, and they were unlucky not to go back to, you know, the South Coast with all 3 points. So this is the team that Steve Bruce picked. Very similar to the one that played against Liverpool. St Maximin and Andy Carroll did feature in the game, but they were on the bench and they came on in the second half. So the first half, you know, Mopai was played through, and Dubravka pulled off a fantastic save to deny him, but a little bit more conviction. He might even have put Brighton 1-0 up. And then, you know, they continued to threaten, and Dubravka was keeping winning the game. You know, they had that chance from Groves where he crossed it into the box, and the striker, I forgot his name now, his name passes us by, but he headed it past Dubravka, and it goes into the top corner, but it's offside, so we'll get away with one there. Our first big chance comes in the 22nd minute with Joe Linton from a corner. Shelby puts it in at the Leazer's end, and he flashes it wide of the left-hand post. We should really be scoring that. Joe Linton needs to get that on target. He's had a few of them this season so far, and yeah, he needs to do better there. Great ball in by Shelby, but yeah, it's just been his luck so far. The next one, the big chance, was Almiron when the ball was threaded straight into him. Literally, when he found the ball at the Leazer's end box, he had the freedom to literally guide it past the goalkeeper, and he didn't. He put it straight at the goalkeeper. You're thinking he was going to get his first goal for Newcastle, and what did he do? He missed. His confidence at the minute is just on the floor in terms of club level. I don't know what he needs to do to try and get a goal, because at the minute he just seems to be playing the game at 100 miles an hour and missing the key opportunities when they come his way. I do believe, though, when he gets his first goal, he will become good. His confidence will rise. But at the minute, I'm not convinced by him at the minute. And then obviously Brighton have some more opportunities. You know, they're just passing the ball around really neatly. We just lacked anything, creativity, any sort of desire to get forward, just losing the ball far too cheaply, too far open. And it's been the story so far this season. Second half, you know, Brighton, for me, had all of the ball. You know, they were having the chances. Mopai was getting denied time and time again. and Pascal Gross was causing problems as well. And they also had a ball which was cleared off the line by Connolly, which was superbly read by Fabian Shaw. But at the end of the day, Brighton should never have got that far forward. It should never have been allowed to happen. And when the VAR checked it, it was literally that much away from being a goal to Brighton. And if they had taken the lead, we couldn't have sort of blamed them for taking the lead because, let's be honest with you, they had it all over the pitch. And you know what really worried me? Andy Carroll didn't come on until the 82nd minute, so you only literally got, 10 minutes to try and make an impact. For me, that's simply not good enough by Steve Bruce. He knew that the game was sort of passing us by and we weren't really doing much in the game. It was all Brighton. Why didn't you not just bring him on in the 60th minute or the 70th minute? Give him, half an hour or even 20 minutes to try and do something, because 10 minutes is not going to do you a great deal. And for me, if any club was going to win that, it was definitely Brighton, in my opinion. And they should count themselves very unlucky on their performance that they didn't go away with 3 points, and I wouldn't have blamed them, had they got the 3 points. And I feel like the point that we got today was very, very fortunate. And at the minute, the way I'm feeling about Steve Bruce, yes, I am wanting to give him a chance. I've said this since he got the job in the summer. I said 6 months between January and February time, but the way I'm feeling right now, I wouldn't be surprised, if he lasts till Christmas. If he lasts until Christmas, the way things are going, then I'll be honest with you, I'll be surprised. But I feel that if things don't change, I want him to leave. I want him to go, and I'll put myself out there and say that what I've seen so far isn't good enough. And he's not really inspiring me at the minute, Steve Bruce. And some of the things that he's coming out with in the press conferences as well, I don't really buy into what he's saying. I'm not really convinced by him, if I'm being truth be told. I just still wish we had Benitez personally, but there we go. It is what it is. It's Mike Ashley. He's pretty much ruined the football club. And obviously a word on the attendance as well, 43,000. Again, you don't blame the fans like myself for keeping it away, because what? He thinks because he gets rid of Benitez and brings in a few players that all's forgiven. It's not forgiven. He's broken any sort of relationship that we once had with the football club. When Mike Ashley had Benitez and it was all going well, the fans were by his side, even though he was still that negativity con in the background. But getting rid of Benitez and not backing him, fans have grown disinterested. And you could evidently see all the empty seats around the ground, and it just simply wasn't what it was, and it won't be what it is now until something happens, and you can't see Mike Ashley selling up anytime soon. I am worried for the rest of the season personally. I don't think we're going to do as well. I said 17th place, and as I've said in many reviews so far this season, it seems like a very good prediction, because if you look at the Premier League table, we're currently 17th in the Premier League, but that point we jumped out of the relegation zone. But we could drop as low as 19th if Arsenal somehow slip up against Aston Villa and Wolves get a result tomorrow as well. Or today, as you see this video, Sunday. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But the point is, we can't be drawing games at St James's Park against the likes of Brighton. I could understand if it's a top 6 club. I could understand if it's a Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, whatever. But at the end of the day, man, we're rarely seen any possession. Away from home, we're not going to do a great deal. And if we get any points away from home, they're all bonuses. But if we want to stay in the Premier League this season, we have to be getting 3 points at home against any club that we'll come up against. And I think we've been very sloppy. I think we've been very poor. I think we've been very pathetic. The way that which we're moving. I think the formation's an absolute joke. I've said it before, this wing-back system does not work. Steve Bruce, for me, is a new manager for us. Why is he copying the Rafa Benitez formation just to keep the fans happy? It's not working. We've got new players in there now who need to try and adapt to a formation. Why can't you go old school, go 4-4-2 or 4-3-3? It would work in that way. And at the end of the day, I haven't seen enough from us to say that we're actually going to be anywhere near mid-table. I think at the minute we're pretty much a relegation-threatened club. And if we do get relegated at the end of the season, well, we can look back at this video and say, I told you so. Or you can even look back at the summer video when I said, 17th place, that we're going to be thereabouts. And it simply isn't good enough. And I am recording this at midnight because I've been watching Match of the Day and stuff. But as I've said before, fair play to Brighton. They're going to go away with 3 points, with a point. But you would never have thought that we were at home today against Brighton. You would have thought that Brighton were the home team. And Steve Bruce, like I said before, I'm not convinced by him. Let me know what you thought about the game, what you thought about the formation, the team selection. I didn't mention it in the video, but Alex Maximin looked quite bright as well when he came on. But I think it was all a little bit too late. But I think once he gets started, he could be something special if he gets a full 90 minutes. So it's glad to see Andy Carroll and St Maximin back. But the point is, though, right, we've got to be 10 times better. And the games come thick and fast now. You know, we've got Leicester City away, a game I will be at. So there will be a match day vlog from the King Power next week. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to the away games a lot more this season. And, you know, it's going to be a long slog of a season the way we're playing. So I guess we're just going to have to take each game as it comes. The next home game, I think, is at Manchester United. I know they've had a bit of a poor start of the season. They did beat Leicester last week, and they still have got their game tomorrow. But, you know, Man United are not Brighton, are they? You know what I mean? So I just think it's disappointing that we haven't got our first home win of the season. I mean, we've played Arsenal, should really have got a draw. Watford, no disrespect, we should have got a win there. And today, you know, we should be going for 3 points. So, you know, to only pick up, what is it, 2 points out of 9 at home, it's absolutely pathetic. It's not good enough, and something needs to change. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. I am trying to get to 2,300 subscribers, so please, please, please subscribe. Press the subscribe button, it's free. Hit that notification bell as well, so when a video does release from myself, you'll never miss a video, and you'll always be notified when a video drops. And follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well, and I'll drop you a follow back. It's 100% NUFC. I do want to try and boost the followers on that as well. I know it's been a bit of a long video, but I'm trying to get a lot off my chest. And as I've said before, watching that game, it was pretty yawnful. I was tired of watching it, so I'm glad the referee blew the full-time whistle. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, what you thought about the match and things like that. And what would you change going into the Leicester game. Anyway, fellow Geordies, anyone watching, enjoy the rest of your weekend, enjoy your week, and I'll be back with another video soon.